Went through a lot. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could do it. Welcome, first and last time listeners. I'm Nikki,
And I'm Latonya.
and this is Sisters Without Filters.
Yeah, welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I cannot complain. Like, I'm absolutely blessed. So thank you, Lord, for all of the opportunities that have came upon my path in the last few weeks. Things have been really good. My son had the playoff games and they lost, but it was nice. So with that being said, that kind of, that kind of like whatever. But anyways, besides that, we had a Halloween party and that was pretty nice. We kind of got to have a nice crowd and a good vibe. So no complaints there. I'm always liking to host and entertain. So that was kind of right up my alley. But besides that, blessed today, blessed tomorrow. And I'm gonna keep on moving. So how are you?
I'm good. Same old shit. Working. But I did read a book.
Okay.
I
What
did
book
read a
did you
book.
read?
I read the autobiography of Miss
Mm-hmm.
Pat, and it's called Rabbit. And it's a good book. It's a fast read. It's only like maybe 200 something pages, maybe 300 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
It just tells you about her life and everything, how she grew up and what she went through and
And who is
where
it?
she's at now. Miss Pat. She's a comedian.
Okay.
And she has a show that comes on BET Plus now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the second season. It's good. I
Okay.
like it. So that's why I decided to read her book. She went through a whole lot.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out.
A lot.
Maybe I can borrow it for a day or two. I need to
Mm,
have like something else to do, a new hobby since football's over. That was like time consuming and take it up all my afternoons.
yeah,
But since I don't have that to do anymore, maybe I can borrow it from you.
maybe I let you borrow a book before. I never get it back.
Please don't do that to me. Like,
I don't
wow.
remember what book it was, but I never got it back.
Well, I'm pretty sure I have it still because I have a lot of books.
Yeah,
I just haven't really been like in the mood or having the time. So you really have to be in that type of zone to be able to
right.
sit down
Me too.
and read a good book. But I love to read. I'm an avid reader,
And
so I need to get back to that.
yeah, I haven't been in the mood, but I was finally in the mood, and I got the book, and I read it, and I did enjoy it. But it was crazy. She had a crazy upbringing.
Okay,
But
so if I promise that I'll read it within the next week, could you let me borrow it?
you pinky promise?
A pinky promise.
I guess.
Okay.
Better give it back.
No, I really will. And I'm going to read it and then we can kind of like talk about it a little bit more since I don't really know too much about it, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's fine. So let's get into it. New today, old tomorrow.
Okay.
Where should we start?
Well, I don't know what the correct term is, but we're going to say butt baby. I don't know what that comes to mind when we say that. Like, what do you guys think? Okay. So I was reading something and it said trans women, and this is all allegedly. So this is what I found,
Mm-hmm.
that trans women can now stimulate a birth by something called a butt baby. And it comes in 3 colors: white, black, and brown. And there's some 13-inch prototypes that are inserted into the rectum and they come out the same way. So,
So
yeah.
what what's the
Right.
purpose? Why do you want to know what it feels like to have a baby in your ass?
But the thing about it is, babies don't come from the ass, number 1. And number 2, you're just feeling the pain, but you're not actually having a live birth.
Right.
So that's completely, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, I just think that's stupid. That's completely dumb. Like, you want to go above and beyond to feel it, but you're not having a live birth. That's crazy. And honestly, when I looked it up, it said that the transplant procedure is complicated and it's risky. So to actually be a transgender and have an actual child, it's a very slim to none type of procedure. Not a lot of people are getting it done, and it has been done. I think it said in India. Don't quote me exactly wrong, but that's what I think it said. And it said that it will require like 3 or 4 operations, like including IVF, womb implantation, C-section, and after the pregnancy, you would have to remove the uterus.
What?
Yeah, like it's the transplant is not intended to be permanent.
So
And it's expensive. They said it could be up to like $500,000.
I know what that feels like, and I'm not paying nobody to put me through that pain.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But I mean, I guess people are risk takers and they're also adrenaline junkies. And that's an adrenaline that I do not want to feel.
Yeah. Nope. 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 So moving right along.
Moving right along.
What we got next?
Um, I thought that this was a little funny. I don't really know, like, how true it is or not, but it was in the New York Post and it also was in Revolt TV. But it said that this guy had got rejected from his job because he had a big penis. And from what they're saying is that it was 9.5 inches. I mean, 9.5 inches is not like the biggest penis ever.
Right.
Like really, like I would say, I don't know what's average. What do you think is average?
Mm, I don't know. Maybe like 7 inches, 8 inches,
I would say average was probably be about six and a
6.
half,
I don't
because
know.
most people don't have 9 inch dicks. So
No, just porn.
yeah, so maybe about a good in between, I would say 6.5 to 8.5, 9. Nine is like on the bigger side, but 6.5 to 9. And then those niggas that's hung like fucking baby horses that have like 12 inches, that's just way too much. Right? Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not gonna really have a good time with a 12-inch penis.
Probably not. I think that's just gonna be painful. I mean, if it's big, like thick, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. I don't know. Stuff
Okay.
is made to come out of there. That's big. Not go in there. That's big. So I don't know.
Okay, well, it said that he had a 9.5 inch penis and he got rejected from the job because they thought he had an erection during the interview. So he probably had some tight ass little work pants on and he didn't have the right underwear on or whatever it was. But he felt some type of way because he was a 22-year-old man and he was just trying to get a job. And it's not his fault that it was thicker than his forearm. Forearm.
So
That's what he
like
said.
thick like that, and you're not even hard. You
Yeah.
just walking around with a brick in your pants, like I don't
Like they
know.
thought that he was a good candidate otherwise, but
Mhm.
they just thought that he had inappropriate
Mhm.
behavior going on. Yeah, so
That's weird.
that is a little weird and that's kind of sad. And he felt some type of way. And he said that he was even considering a surgery to get a reduction.
Why?
I guess because his big penis was preventing him from getting a job.
Big dick problems. Well, he should do porn then.
Everybody that has a bigger penis doesn't want to do porn. But again, 9 inches, I guess it just depends on how he presented it. He should have known if you have a little bit more than more and you thought about that before, you should have
Taped
dressed
it,
appropriate.
tucked it.
Not even tucked it. You can wear different underwears that will fit differently on your body that you don't have to have your bulge.
He should
Your
wear some
package
loose
shouldn't have been on
pants
display. Maybe he thought he was going to interview with some women, and the whole time it was a whole group of older,
and thought he
middle-aged
would get the
men.
job,
Yeah.
but it was
So
just
we don't
some.
know the other background. Like, what did he look like? Was he a young white guy
I
with the
think he
big
was
patches,
white.
or was he a young? Did he have tattoos?
I don't know. I didn't see all
Like
that.
how? I mean, literally, what did he wear? That's
Mhm.
okay. Well,
He wore
anyways,
speedos.
he wore speedos under his
No, no,
slacks,
no, just speedos.
just speedos with tennis shoes,
Yeah, and a button up.
with a bow tie.
Yep.
Okay, and was his hair slicked back to the back?
No, I think it was slicked over to the side.
And he had an earring in his ear. I definitely think he had an
Mhm.
earring in his ear, like one that hung down.
Across.
Yeah, across. That's exactly what I was thinking. See? So yeah, he kind of threw them off with the Speedos, with the socks, the beat up white joints, but they had the socks and he just knew he was getting it. But we don't even know what type of position it was. So that could have been right up their alley. They were just intimidated.
Maybe It was, yeah, because it was too big, so they were jealous.
Yeah, because it could have been that type of job where you do wear Speedos,
Mm-hmm.
and that was okay to wear a little bow tie,
Mm-hmm.
but it was too big.
Chippendales.
Chippendales. Let us know. Like, if you
Maybe that's where
guys
he worked.
know, I mean, I don't know where he worked at, but you know what? That's not fair. If they say that they don't discriminate, sexual preference, religion, race, okay, so why would you discriminate on his
Because they
appendage?
thought he was a weirdo.
If it was Chippendales
They
and
thought he was hard.
he wasn't hard.
Well, they didn't know.
He said it was 9.5
They didn't
inches.
feel it.
They didn't feel it, but obviously they were staring at it.
Right. Why were they staring so hard?
They stirred hard enough that they said, nah, you
Oh,
can't
you
get the
know
job.
what? It might have been women. And so they thought that he was hard. So they felt uncomfortable.
Excuse me. Whatever it was, he didn't get the job.
Fuck it. I don't know. Anyway.
Yep, on to the next.
Yeah, on to the next. Talking about Dick. More crazies. A man in Oklahoma had HIV. He infected at least 30. He infected at least 3 women.
Okay, 3.
He
God
was 30
damn.
years old.
Okay. Whew, that's still
Yeah,
bad, but
it is. It is.
But 30 is.
The victim spoke to the news, hoping that she could prevent it from happening to others. She was there to tell her story. She said, "I'm strong. I can do this. I have support." She started being intimate with him. I think his name was Ernest or something, with him in 2021. Ernest. And afterwards, she got sick.
That quick?
Yeah, she was experiencing fainting spells and throwing up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
that
kind of
sounds
scary,
like COVID
right?
a little bit.
Right. She probably thought it was. She went and had medical treatment. The lab results revealed that she had HIV. She can still live her life. She doesn't have AIDS. But that shit is crazy. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's kind of long.
Yeah.
But he was arrested and charged with 3 counts.
What did they charge him with?
Let's see. With 3 counts of knowingly engaging in conduct to transfer HIV. He's being held on a $500,000 bond. And the woman also believes that there could be other victims. I'm sure there is. If he was going around having sex with people knowing that he had HIV, he probably gave it to a lot more women.
I mean, that's good that you can be charged and locked up for that, because that's horrible. Like, that's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow. And that's something that I was thinking the other day. Like, do people still have one-night stands? With all of this crazy shit going on and people willingly out here doing all this reckless shit, like, are you really willing to go out there and do that?
I feel like he should go to jail for murder. Attempted murder.
Yeah, I think that's charge that comes along with it. You said 3 charges, you only read 1.
No, because I skimmed through it. But yeah, I mean, I could look and see if I see anything else.
But yeah, still. Anyways, that was the point.
Yeah.
He's trifling for that. Ernest, you did wrong, or whatever your name is. You shouldn't have been doing that. I guess he felt, well, I don't even know what he felt. I ain't even going to say what he felt. I ain't even going to talk about him. Right. You trifling. You shouldn't have did that to that woman, and your ass is about to sit in jail because you can't even bond out.
Right. That shit's fucked up.
And he's broke.
That's some really sad shit.
Yeah.
And some more crazy stuff. Like, how you go somewhere and you hold the door open for somebody and they just walk right in or whatever and they don't say nothing to you. They don't even acknowledge you, like you wasn't holding the door for them.
Like they expected that shit and that was okay.
Right. Like, oh, you have to open the door for me.
Right.
What do? I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I say something.
Sometimes I try not to be like that.
I do.
But I mean, I try not to, because whatever, I still did that good deed. I didn't need to do it for you to do it in return. But like I think in the back of my mind, like, damn, that was rude.
It is rude because every time somebody holds the door for me, I say thank you.
I always do. Or I'm willing to do it too.
I say thank you twice.
Me too.
Like, some people just have manners and some people don't. So I guess you really shouldn't get angry, but it slips out and I kind of do. But maybe we should stop that. Yeah. Because a man was stabbed to death over saying something to another guy about,
You didn't hold the door
You
open
didn't
for
hold the
me?
door for me. And the guy was like, I didn't ask you to hold the door for me. And but I think it ended up escalating because I believe, I'm probably wrong, but I think the guy that held the door
Mhm.
went after the other guy. So then I guess self-defense, that guy ended up stabbing him and killing him. But,
So the guy that was holding the door initially, he's the one that ended up dying?
yes,
Wow.
the one that was holding the door, he's the one that ended up dying in the whole
Because he was
situation.
like, I held the door open for you, nigga, and
Hmm.
you didn't say thank you.
Right,
And he was like, well, I didn't ask you to hold the door open for me.
right.
And he
And
was
then
like, nigga, what? What
right,
type of shit is you on?
right, and
And
fall
then
and went
blah,
after
blah,
him.
blah.
They fought. He stabbed him. Now he's no longer here.
Oh, wow. I mean, wow. So that's a lot to unpack.
Hmm.
But when I think about it, I think like, okay, if you held the door open for him because that was what you were doing out the kindness of your own heart,
Hmm.
then yes, we have to come to realization that people are not all raised the same. And if you did it out the kindness of your heart, you did that on your own accord. You
Hmm.
don't need nobody to tell you thank you, just like you don't need nobody to tell you that you're beautiful or whatever, whatever. Validation is like it sucks because that's the type of society that we live in. Like people really think that you waiting for something. You
Right.
waiting for a thank you, you expect that. But if he didn't expect a thank you and he just held the door open and it kept on moving, maybe it wouldn't have ended up like that. Now, of course, he's dead wrong. Like, I don't know. We weren't there. We don't know the actual scenes behind it,
Right.
but you still killed this man. And that was wrong just
Hmm.
because he did a good deed initially. So yeah, that's really sad. Rest in peace, young man, because
Yeah.
people are freaking reckless as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
As hell.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
So I want to know: would you let your spouse go on vacation with their ex, with their kids that they have together, and other family members, or what if they just want to go on a little rendezvous by themselves? Are you okay with that? Like, I don't know how I feel about it because I don't think I would like it if they went on vacation with the children. I get it that the children could be like 5, 6 years old. You want to take them on vacation, whatever. Maybe you are cool with the other person, and maybe if they're not going to sleep in the room, they can't share the same hotel room. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I guess
So
if the whole family went, but you just didn't go, but everybody else went, and you couldn't make it, maybe I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I definitely think that it depends on the circumstances because would I let my spouse, boyfriend,
Yeah,
husband
yeah.
go with his ex? So, ex that has a child, so baby mama
Hmm.
or whatever, to vacation with their kids.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I would. I don't have a problem with that part. If it's everybody going together, and they're ex and I feel pretty
Yeah,
secure.
you have
I,
to
I
trust
I'm
them.
I'm good on that.
Yeah,
But would I let my spouse go with his ex without the kids on a rendezvous? Fuck no, that just sounds dumb.
right,
Like you ain't rekindling shit and that just sounds like a setup for
right.
disaster.
I mean, you
So
gotta trust who you're with. So
yeah,
if
but what do y'all need to
no, I'm
go
talking
on
about
a
with the
trip?
kids, with the kids,
Yeah,
you
with the
gotta.
kids, I'm fine with that because I'm family oriented. Like anything for the kids is all good for me. Like
Right.
I accept a lot of things on account for the children. I'm willing to overlook a lot of things. I'm willing to bend a few rules when it comes to for the kids.
But I also would like to be cool with the other person. If I'm not cool with
Absolutely.
them, I ain't rocking with that.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
always
think.
going to be cool with them because I just don't feel like there's no need for the
But
extra dumb
sometimes people
shit.
don't want to be cool with you.
Well, thank goodness I haven't been in that situation. I've
Me
always
neither.
had a pretty cool situation.
Hmm.
Maybe not like ideal, but still pretty cool. So, bottom line is if you're going as a group and it's the family and the kids, maybe. But
Hmm.
if you think that you're just going to go by yourself on some one-on-one rendezvous or, let's sit down and discuss some shit, yeah, I think not.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much.
Yep, that definitely is a little bit too much. So I am not gonna be doing nothing like that.
Oh, and one more thing. Did you see that little girl that stole her grandparents' money?
I
and
did.
and gave it away.
I
I
did.
mean,
But they said that she gave it away to people that needed it.
yeah, I feel like she was doing it out the kindness of her heart.
But I heard like some people were like really grilling her, like she needs to go to jail. She needs to
Why?
be grand theft and all this other stuff. And I'm
Why?
like, okay, but granted, that's a lot of money.
It
First of all,
is. It is.
don't nobody got over 14K, $14,000 saved up to, overlook. That's a lot of money. I get it. But what I would do instead of locking her up and making her have this charge on her record, I would figure out what it is that you want to do with your life. Obviously, you care about giving back, but you're going to have to work for this. You're going to be working for a long time. Even if it's a few years, you're going to be working for it. You're going to be doing stuff around the community. You're going to be doing stuff around the house. You're going to be doing stuff with the little cousins, just like something.
Right. And so, when the school found out, because the little girl took $13,500 worth of savings out the safe that she broke into. And so the school, they sent out a message to the parents, because they're trying to recover the money. And they told them, ask your kids if they received any money, blah blah blah, and then return it to the school resource officers. And at the time when this was reported, they had only gotten back $700.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean, she might have gotten more back now, because this was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe a
So,
few.
you know, and at the time they didn't know why the girl took the money, but I feel like, she probably was doing it to help people, or maybe she wanted to make friends, or maybe she just felt like, I want to do something good, and just gave the freaking money away, because she was 14, because
But
you would think,
14, you know better.
yeah, 14,
You
you know
know if
better.
your grandma got it, but you know that you should have asked.
You broke into
I
the
mean,
safe.
you knew better.
She did
That's
know
just the
better.
point. That's just the point. She knew better. So it's like you should have went about it different. But you didn't. The money's gone. Most people ain't gonna give it back.
Right.
You probably was trying to fit in, or you said you gave it to people that needed it. But how
They're in middle school.
your judgment, you don't know the best of who really needed it.
Right.
Because some people used that shit, gave it to their parents flipped it, all
Right.
types of crazy shit. They're not giving that back.
Maybe it was to make friends. I don't know. Because 14, if you stole that much money, wouldn't you have went shopping?
I would have been
Wouldn't you have went-
absolutely upset, but I wouldn't want my child to go to jail for grand theft and
No.
have this on their record.
No, that's not cool.
I know me. I would have been kirking the fuck out, and I probably would have been throwing a few blows,
Right.
but you would have been working like shit.
Right.
Like you would have been doing some yard work. You would have been doing babysitting. You would have been doing SSL hours. You would have been doing all types of extracurricular activities to compensate for that.
Right. You were doing all kinds of house chores to
Yeah.
work that money off for your grandparents. That's real sad.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that wraps up the show.
That does.
Yes, while you're here, go ahead and rate, review, follow, and subscribe to the podcast. Check us out on social media at Sisters Without Filters on Instagram and Sisters Without Filters podcast on Facebook.
And if you need any kind of advice, or you have questions for us that you would like for us to read out loud on the show, you can do that by emailing us at sisterswithoutfilters@gmail.com, or DMing us on Instagram at Sisters Without Filters.
Yes. And we just want to let you know that we really appreciate the listens and the follows. It's not easy doing this, and we're just going to keep trying and trying every week until we
get better.
Yeah.
But we really do appreciate it. Like, it's really been fun, and we just hope to get better in future, and thank you for just your support.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. So this wraps up this week's episode of Sisters Without Filters. Until next time.
Thank you for listening.